I want to start with Coinbase because the stock is up more than 4%, and it can use it because year to date it's down more than 10%. And little change really hasn't done much of anything in the past year. So here's the news. This is a crypto exchange, of course, and Coinbase is going to cut around 14% of its workforce. That amounts to about 700 jobs. It is citing the need to manage costs in what it calls a volatile market, and also, of course, advances in artificial intelligence. Now, Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, he took to X to post that it plans to concentrate its remaining staff around AI skills, and it wants to reduce layers of management. So what is that going to look like? It says in this new structure, some teams can consist of just one person, with the responsibilities of things like engineers, designers, and product managers combined into a single role. Okay. Now, it's not the latest company to cut costs in the crypto and payment space. Block and Gemini Space also slashed staff recently, again, because of as they incorporate AI. Okay. And also, Coinbase is going to be out with earnings on Thursday, so we're looking for that.
You nailed that in that you said slash. Are they slashing or at the margin, or are they just absolutely getting rid of businesses? That's what I can't get a picture of.
I don't know. Are they just doing, more with less, namely with AI?
I mean, traditionally, it's like, 2%, okay, it's competition. 4%, Paul, help me here. Anything over 4% gets your attention.
Yep.
These are ginormous.
They are. And I don't feel like this is paring back employee hoarding like we saw maybe in the pandemic. We're well past the pandemic.
I'm just unclear.
Hoarding. I think this is just AI thinning out the ranks. I don't know.
Which also plays into my next stock, because Pinterest cut jobs, remember, back in January because of AI. So it's in the news today because it's skyrocketing, the stock 19%. Year to date, Pinterest is down about 10%. For those who don't know, Tom Keene, Pinterest is a visual search engine. You can save things and discover things like recipes, home decor, travel. It was like a feast for the eyes. So the company reported first quarter sales that topped estimates. Its revenue outlook for the current period better than expected. It fields more than 80 billion searches each month. I had no idea. No. It has over 630 million monthly users.
I was on it years ago. I interviewed Ben, the founder. It was very Pinteresty and all that. Except nobody I knew, Michael Darda was not on Pinterest.
Right.
It's simple as that. It's successful, and it's women, and it's like, how to divorce
I don't
property.
have the demographics number, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's mostly women who jump on Pinterest and save things. And
it's still successful.
They're aspirational, pin boards, if you will. For folks.
It's working.
So my Pinterest bow tie display didn't work.
No, that didn't fly.
Next.
All right, Shopify. We're going to stick with this whole e-commerce platform idea right now. The stock is down 6%. So Shopify continued top-line growth, but weak earnings in the first quarter. Revenue was up 34% from a year ago. That was good, but net income coming in below expectations. And if you include investment losses, Shopify actually swung to a loss in the quarter of 45 cents a share. Shares of Shopify were already down 21% this year after a fourth quarter earnings miss. And again, it's fears around AI. The fear here is that it could displace some of these legacy e-commerce software companies like Shopify.
Yeah, possibly. Am I right? I mean, AI, I think it's going to become more and more in the shopping experience for a lot of people.
Now they've got AI shopping assistants that some of these e-commerce platforms are coming out with. So it's prevalent.